Hello guys, this is Krishna here. Basically, I want to show you what I use when I want to install some WordPress website offline, or basically a local copy of WordPress website. It doesn't need to be uh, on the internet, and basically that allows me to work maybe when I'm traveling on some things, or maybe I just want to test something really quickly, just see how something that I do on a WordPress site with a certain plugin will react. This is what I'm gonna do, right? So in the past, I've used uh, some other plugin. I think it was MAMP for Mac. Basically, yeah, one of those solutions over here. Uh, yeah, one of those solutions over here basically allow you to do that, but I just find that this is not really that efficient. There was a lot of other plug documents that you needed to download, install, and it was just taking a lot of time. What I recommend nowadays is local WP, and this is gonna make it really quick for you to go ahead, launch a WordPress website locally and start working on it, and basically everything is there for you. There could be some limitation based on really what you want to do, but most of the basics is there, right? So the first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna go to localwp.com, and you're gonna come up here and you're gonna click on download. It might ask you a few questions or a few information. Just go ahead, complete that, and when it's gonna be downloaded, just go ahead with the installation. I already have it over here install. Where is it? I should have started that. It's over here. I'm just gonna start it up here. And as well, when you go through this, you might ask, some of your credentials. You might ask a few other things. Just go ahead, read through it carefully. There is nothing, there that will break your computer, your website, or anything. It's just, they want to know if they can receive data from your usage, that kind of thing, right? So once you get here, basically you're gonna see this, and we're gonna see create a new website, create a new site. This is what we're gonna click. I'm gonna click here, and we're gonna enter the name site. So let me just say local WordPress, right? You choose whatever you want to choose. There is some advanced option here. Basically, we're able to change the site domain. I'm going to leave it as it is, but as well, we're able to change as well where the data of that site is going to be located. As well, I'm just going to leave it where it is right now. Okay. From here, I'm going to click continue, and from here is basically letting us know what kind of environment we want to set up. So it could be maybe you bought a plugin, and a plugin is maybe uh, you know is saying that it's optimal for this environment, but you have a different environment where you're gonna install it, and this is where you might want to see if it's gonna work there. So they have two options. They have the option over here, a prefer option that local is saying, this is what we basically recommending. So PHP 7.4.1, Nginx web server, and MySQL 8.0.16. But you could come up here and you can basically select what is the PHP version that you want. If you want Apache or Nginx, or if you want a different database of here. Okay, so in our case, pretty I rarely choose the custom, so I'm just gonna go to prefer. I'm gonna go to continue, and over here it's gonna tell us what is the username and password that we're gonna use to log in into our WordPress website. And over here as well is providing us a WordPress email. So any things that we're doing there that requires an email to go out, this is the email that is gonna use. I actually never try to use my actual email. It's something that I should try one day, but most of the time I just leave it here. So it works well altogether. So I'm just gonna come up here. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna type admin, right? I won't recommend if it's your your main WordPress website to use a password like this, but with what I'm doing here, that works. It's very easy to remember. So it's letting us know if we want that WordPress that we're setting up here is a multi-site. That's not the case, so I'm just gonna leave it here, and I'm gonna go ahead and add the site. And it is really quick the way it's set it up here. So right now it's asking me for my credentials. It's gonna be blurred when you're gonna see this, but basically I'm just gonna enter my credentials here, and it's gonna set up the website in a little bit. Here we go. So the website is basically ready, and you see here we have one site running, and you can actually run several sites at all at the same time. So this is the main site that I have here. There's the way to make it a favorite. So just really clean, a really clean installation here. So let me just make it a little bit bigger here. Okay, so let's walk a little bit with what we have. So the first thing over here, we have open site shell. So basically this allows you to connect to I would say the server, right, where the WordPress has been installed. So if you do that, it's gonna go ahead over here and try to connect, and over here we basically um, located where the server is. but but because we don't actually, it's not actually, it's this is doing is acting as a server. So basically it logged us where our sites, our file are located. So right now I can basically look there, and you have all the different files that are located there, right? So this is actually how we're able to get there. um, the other one over here, so I'm just going to terminate that. The other one over here, go to site folder, is it's basically acting a little bit of the same way. It's just over here you have it on the terminal, but over here it's gonna actually gonna open the finder and let you know where your files are located. Okay, because sometimes, let's say you have a plugin you downloaded, uh, there could be a situation where you actually need to drag and drop the plugin over here to come and install it, or maybe there is a certain file that you need to go and open and change some of the configuration here. This is what you're going to need to do in order to access it. Okay, so when we come down a little bit here, we have the possibility of opening the site. So this is the actual site that I just started there. If I come back here, basically you're gonna see the WP admin over here. So this brings us to the admin dashboard. But at the moment I need to enter my credential, and if you remember, the one that I provided was admin, and I'm just gonna log in here, and then it just logged me in. Okay. So next time when I come, instead of us showing me again that credential, you just log me in here really quickly, right? And from here is basically the same thing that you would do with a live WordPress website. You can go over here and see what plugin you could install, and definitely do it here. Basically, it's the same thing, and you can also uh, look for look for plugins, look for themes. Everything is going to be the same over here. So as an example, if I come and I search for Elementor, you're going to see it available here. You can install. Basically it is the same thing. Okay, so let's continue. Let's come up here. So over here just lets you know what are the configurations that you have available here. The site domain, you could also change it, or you could enable SSL, right? So it's gonna show you. So there will be some operations that you might want to do here. It's gonna let you know you cannot really do it because the site is not secure. So this is where you can actually fake it, kind of tell it that it is a secure website, and it's gonna go ahead and set it up. If we come up here, you have access to the database. So if I click here, basically this is where you're gonna see all the different tables that you have for your WordPress website. Okay, so if I come up here as an example, let me see. We should be able to see. So we have the admin over here, right? And as well, let me see if I can find out. Was there a post that was already posted here? Something. So we have the hello world here. So let me just have a look. So this is some of the other things that we have over here. This is your first post. This is an example pages. So this is what we have available to us over here, and it's part of what we have here. Welcome to WordPress. This is your first post, and you're gonna have it here. Okay. So basically, this is the database table that we have there. Some of the other things, if we go back here, that you're gonna have is, if you remember, when I was setting up the credentials, there was an email that was provided for us, and basically that email we're able to see, we're able to have access to it. So over here, basically when the WordPress website was created, you're gonna see that an email was sent, and it was basically sent to this address here. And actually, like I said, I never tried to actually put an actual email there, like a live email, like a Gmail email. I don't know if it will send to that. It's something that I should try, but basically most of the time I just leave it the way it is right now, just so I can quickly access it from a button there. Okay. So those would be the main ones. There is one more thing, there are a couple more things that I just want to show you is over here. Basically, you wanna, so in this case over here, basically everything is local, right? Everything is acting local. We cannot type this on on a live web. If I give this address to a friend of mine to type it in the browser, they won't be able to see what I'm saying, right? But the way to do that is to come up here, to click on live link. Why is not, just give me 1 second. Okay, so it looks like they changed it, or maybe I wasn't aware. So you need to log in into your account. So you need to create an account with local, and basically at that point you're gonna have the ability to create live links, and with live links you can copy that, paste it, maybe on WhatsApp, or send it by email to your friend, and from there they're going to be able to, or maybe you're working with a client, right? You want them to have a look with some of the things that you already done before you push it to production. They can have a look, agree to the changes you made, and move on from there. Okay. So in that case, in this account over here, I'm not logged in, so that's why it's not enabled. If we come up here, you're gonna if I start it up, some of the options there that I was going through are basically available over here as well, right? Maybe some of the things that I haven't mentioned is you can clone the website. So basically, you're gonna have a copy of it, or you could also save it as a blueprint. So when you save it as a blueprint, you could use so when you're gonna create a new website, you could basically use whatever you did here to be set up for the new website. So, but the most of it is over here. Really easy to use, really quick to get a local installation of WordPress. It took us less than 1 minute there, 1 minute there. So this is what I would recommend if you want to develop locally or offline. This is what I'm using now, and I've definitely had a great experience with that. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know.